Welcome to the final of the Diadochi Tournament. We have our finalists, and it is Kalogero playing as the Seleucids, and Johnny playing as the Pergamese. Kalogero has a pike advantage, and he also has better Tirusi swords than what Pergamon has available. We can see 5 Pergamese pikes up front, and then we have some... Oh, wait. I beg your pardon. We have Tirusi spears here. And along with three crucis spears up front to take the javelins. Then we have 3 pikes over here along with the Galatian spearmen. These are shock pikes. Then another 2 pikemen over here with 2 swordsmen. Here are 4 units of these 2 swordsmen. They have 3 javelins, but I don't see anything else in terms of missiles, so countering the elephants of the Seleucids might be a challenge if these swords hurl at something else. You do have 3 units of heavy lancers though that can definitely repel the cavalry of Seleucids. And he also has a Tarentine cavalry that can trap heavier cavalry, and then these men can come in for the charge. Really depends, but there's a Scorpio here as well. Let's check out Calogero's army here. 5 bronze pikes up front. You see 4... No, wait. 3 units of Tirusis swordsmen. 2 units of Greek infantry. We have Tarentine cavalry here. 4 units of Tarentine cavalry, the general. 2 javelin units, the Indian elephant. And some Tirusis spears here. If these javelin men can make a breach and remove some swords, or preferably the Galatian spears or cavalry, then it would be good. But the support infantry wise, it is better for Johnny, but he needs to get these pikemen. Both players have scattered up their pikemen, and they're coming in at an angle to sort of help. But still, this is quite vulnerable. This lucid unit could try to hit this unit in the flank, and same. It's all about getting good angle. Here, though, it is quite the... Yeah, these 2 swordsmen can definitely hit the infantry or pikes of the... Yep, he's trying to get an angle here on the 2 swords. But yeah, this unit gets a good angle on this bronze pike, and that kills a couple of them. These Tirusi spears are also hurled in. But Kalogero is going to go in for the charge here, as this removes some support infantry for the Pergamese. These Tirusi spears are now in, but the bronze pike can only form a phalanx, and then it's like evenly. So Kalogero is a little bit late with forming up a phalanx. He should form his own phalanx right now, because the more damage he takes, the worse it gets. There's not so many support infantry, they're not nearby. And Johnny is moving more swords and his Rhodian slinger over here. This will give his Rhodian slinger a good angle upon these pikemen. There's still swords and all that. The Galatians are over here, they're gonna charge this Tirusi spear. These troops need to move in here, because the thing with the Galatians are they're very good at the end of the line. If there's nothing else support, the Galatians will cut through these Tirusi spears. Right now, though, Kalogero gets good angles upon these Galatians. So Galatians are safer over here. But yeah, Kalogero do have the elephants though. He just needs to wait until the javelins have been thrown. Greek javelins are hurling at the mercenary Galatian spearmen. Let's see here. Bronze pikemen are just standing here. With some troops over here. These javelin men could be used over here and hurled at pipe. If you really want to break them, or otherwise, if you want to get the Galatians, you go over here and try to hurl sideways. Here though, there's no Oxybellus here for Kalogero. That's gonna give him a big disadvantage. This is heavy cavalry from Johnny over here. Kalogero do have the speed, but all his spears are tied up in combat. Essentially, there's only one unit left here he can use. But the Oxybellus is targeting the elephants. That's a waste of bolts. Some cavalry has been hit by the Scorpio. Pergamese are charging in here against the spear and sword. Right now it's still good, but these cavalry units are too far away to be able to repel. It's only these javelin units, but they don't. If they have javelins left, yes, they have javelins left. Now the Toulouse swordsmen here are trying to get an advantage. These still bronze pikes get an advantage, but Johnny is quick to form a phalanx. Kalogero then tries to escape, but this may be good throw by Kalogero into these Galatians in the rear. Now these men are hurling sideways into this phalanx. Kalogero is not forming his own phalanx. Yeah, they're getting good angles. And now Johnny is pushing here, which causes a gap, which Kalogero tries to exploit with this through his spear. He did get a good throw here, and he hits the rear of this phalanx. But this unit is very... As these men fight, they just get more tired and less efficient. The Kalogero should form a phalanx. They just make your own line. Retreat the elephants or move them. These spears are suffering. Let's see. Okay, the slingers are definitely hurting, and the Oxybellus or Scorpio is hitting. Kalogero seems confused about what to do about this. Like, this is heavy cavalry. He can only really grind down with his infantry and hope that it is enough. But these Galatians are being held as a reserve. Let's see, these men are starting to growl. The Greek infantry is coming in here. Yeah, you don't want to waste javelins on these Pergamese swordsmen. But if you can get some more swords are coming in here, so there's 2 units. One of them, however, is just a Greek infantry unit. More swords are coming in here for Pergamon. The Galatians can now be used over here because this is only a Greek infantry unit. So if there's 2 support infantry here for Johnny versus 1 of the Seleucids, they can counter spears, cavalry also. These swords have can get a very good angle upon these swordsmen. They routed these men must then charge in, and then it's like it's very free support infantry. Yeah, they will get a flank charge here to route the through spear. Now it's free support infantry here for Johnny that will be freed up. This general can just pop a scare on this unit. Yep, pop a scare. Yep, it's good. This unit is getting. The Greek infantry is gonna try to hurl. The Indian elephants are coming in here, there's no choice. But these elephants are safe from the Scorpio, but these Rhodian slingers though are going to make a big problem. These Greek javelin men are just standing here. They should try to get a cheeky attack on the Galatians from over here and try to get them or hit the phalanx. The bronze pikemen are superior to the Pergamese pikemen, so that is an advantage you can try to push if you have a javelin available to you. Most swords are coming in here, but the Seleucid cavalry is very far away. Johnny could easily just use his Pergamese lancers, pull back these swords and attack with the cavalry. Then we just retreat and attack with infantry again. These pikes must advance up here to prevent this gap from happening. This javelin unit is waiting here. Another unit of Galatians are charging in, or is it the same unit? Okay, it's the same unit. They got pulled out so they could charge again. And now it's just Greek infantry here on the far flank. The Greek javelin men are hurling at the Galatians. That's very good targeting. But this sword cannot prevent this cavalry from charging. But the Tyrus spears comes in just in time. Tarentine cavalry is preparing itself. The Indian elephants must be used here. They must be used. The fear factor is so helpful. Unfortunately for Kalogero, he doesn't really have much range, so he can't deal with the slingers. But however, he is dealing with the Galatians, and his sword infantry is still formidable. 103, 106, so you can, very tired swords over here. The bronze pike must line themselves up. These swords must charge in here. These swords must switch out. The Galatians are suffering here for Johnny, but they have gotten a lot of kills. No, they haven't actually. Wow. I thought these things would be. But yeah, they're suffering this unit. These troops are just exhausted. They've been fighting so long. They are all exhausting themselves here. Greek infantry is suffering very badly. These spears must fall back and prepare themselves, because this battle is not over. Johnny, however, is rotating in fresh troops. These pike must be good to be a pikeman. Just stand here and wait for everybody else to die. The Greek javelin men are hitting these Galatians, but there is a numerical superiority right now for Johnny in terms of support infantry, and also Johnny really, or Kalogero, this Greek infantry can easily be routed. Just pop a scare here with the general and this unit route, essentially. These Greek infantry are not going to stand up to the Pergamese swordsmen though. But yeah, Johnny is rotating his tired units so he gets more efficiency as they retreat and rest up. Greek javelin men are now hurled into combat, which will just butcher them. Tarentine cavalry is over here, not being used, not general. The Rhodian slingers are being held back. The Greek javelin men needs to fall back. More swords need to come in. The spears are just holding against these swordsmen. Either you, let's see, 163. Wow, these pikemen have taken a lot of damage, and Johnny's pikemen are intact. There's a disparity here somewhere. Yeah. Oh. Oh, okay. I would probably charge here. Why charge here? Because Johnny May is probably looking over here, and you can then form yourself into a pike phalanx. You need to form a phalanx here and try to get the engagements. However, now it's all or nothing here. The elephants are on its way. This cavalry should wait until the elephants are charged in, but now the spears are on their way. These spears need to tie down these swords. The elephants are coming in here. Boom. They're going to trample lots of swords, but there's spears nearby. There's slingers. These cavalry is just being scared off by the heavy lancers. There's no infantry support here for the Seleucids. One Tarentine cavalry is being held back in reserve. But the elephants here are suffering horribly due to all the spears that is now chasing after them. These Seleucid swordsmen are tired, are going to suffer. The Indian elephants. These swords needs to be charged in here. There's 2-on-1 situation over here. The Tarentine, this cavalry must run. However, these swords, okay, the Tarentines are trying to exploit and attack the swordsmen from the side, sort of try to even out the numbers advantage of Johnny. The spearmen are charging in here. That will prevent. Maybe he can get a good charge. Yeah, good charge here. Nice. Well done to Kalogero. But he also needs to be very quick. Yeah, these bronze pikes doesn't look very good. Slingers are still here. Elephants are being very well used here. The fear factor is going to help them to rout this cavalry. These elephants must charge the cavalry here and interrupt it. Now this cavalry must attack here. Well done to Kalogero. Keep the elephants moving. Try to get clean charges. While the Greek infantry and Seleucid swords are retreating, the slingers are just harassing and melting the cavalry of the Seleucids. These heavy lancers are losing actually to the Tarentines. So yeah, we try to charge in here. Try to use the cavalry whilst the slingers are focused on the elephants. Get the Hetaroi, form a diamond formation here. Okay, not against infantry, but you definitely charge. This will force this to turn. These Greek infantry must be used here on the flank. This pikemen must start, like you need to maneuver the pikesmen to a better, favorable situation. Tarentine cavalry here is losing to... Okay, both of them are losing. But there's support here for the Pergamese. General comes in here, a scare is popped on these Galatians and the Galatians rout. Now this general can charge these Rhodian slingers and get rid of them. But there's more cavalry coming in here and Pergamese general is also intact. Tarentine cavalry does the correct thing and switch target to the charging Pergamese general, so the Pergamese general doesn't get its charge for free. Greek javelinmen are going to rout. Now these elephants must charge the Pergamese slingers and then try. Now the pikemen, however, are being repositioned. These Greek infantry must try to exploit this gap over here. These bronze pikes must pin these pikes down, and this pike unit must move over here. The bronze pikes are used here against the slingers, apparently. But there was curious spears. Kalogero's cavalry has now been routed, but the thing is with the Pergamese cavalry, they're very slow. The Seleucid cavalry has 8 speed. They will be able to run away from this chasing cavalry unit. However, the heavy lancers though has a very good charge. There's only this general left. This general must try to counter these, but there's spears here for Pergamon, so that is not a good engagement. And now all of a sudden this tactical. These pikes are much closer to the main fight than what Kalogero's bronze pikes are. Seleucid swords are trying to get in. Tarentine cavalry is charging in against this heavy lancer, but it's too few units. He must pop and intimidate and try to charge. Well, charge these lancers over here. Otherwise these lancers would charge the swords and rout it. That was all that's really needed there. These Pergamese pikemen are now butchering these bronze pikes because these bronze pikes are not fighting enough phalanx. He tries to contain, but units are coming back, but they must be returned quicker to the fight. These Pergamese pikemen are being lined up. Kalogero is not forming a phalanx. Bronze pikes are here are just hurling themselves against the Pergamese pikemen are now dropping very fast. Kalogero needs to form a phalanx. These pike phalanx must retreat. There's no point in charging in the slinger straight on these Pergamese pikemen. You don't really get a charge bonus with pikes when the pikes are already formed because they will just get stopped. Just form yourself up into a phalanx. Still have the other elephants. Try to route everything else, but these bronze pikes, yeah, these men are going to break. Johnny needs to kill, Kalogero needs to try to kill off the general. This general do have scare ability, so you can scare off the two spears with that. Use the scare ability on this unit. These swords must reposition themselves over here. And the bronze pikes needs to be regrouped to over here. Lined up with the swords behind. There's a sword spears here for routing, but they're not shattered. There's 2 units here for that. These charge this unit and then try to flank and get. Okay, these men are turned. This will be a good flank charge for the Seleucids, but they are very tired here. Pergamese pikemen are moving forward here. Bronze pikemen are trying to regroup, but Johnny do have extra pikes to spare that he can use as a shock attack unit. The cavalry are attacking here. The heavy lancers are attacking the Greek infantry, and that will just rout them. This probably will drag this unit in with them as well, as Johnny can just pop a scare on this sword and rout it. Yeah. This cavalry needs to be held back. Hold back the cavalry, rest your troops, rest the swords. Bronze pikes are trying to get a good flank here. He needs to damage up the pikes as much as possible. No chase in trying to get this Galatian spear unit. Has 3 speed. You have 2 speed, you can't catch it, and you don't want this because of the bonus versus cavalry. The Indian elephants are trying to do their job. These Pergamese, okay, just retreat. Form yourself up to a phalanx. Form yourself up to a phalanx here. But now it's all or nothing here because there's extra units here for Pergamon. These elephants must charge, there's no other option. These cavalry must retreat because there's not a good angle here and the spear support nearby for Pergamon. These pikes just get flanked. These men must reposition, these men must charge. These spears also must charge in. Pop a scare on this Seleucid spear. That's right. Indian elephants are here. This cavalry is going to rout. These Tarentines are standing here. They need to regroup. These bronze pikes are being attacked in the flank by these pike units. Tarentine cavalry here routs. 70 men left. The Seleucid spears here are routing, but there's more pikes here, and this little Seleucid swords unit. 3 of them. Bronze pikesmen of Kalogero is now forming themselves up, but these units are just standing still. They're not forming a phalanx now. The pikemen of Pergamon is butchering the Seleucid spears. There may still be elephants here, they still have a fear factor, but Greek infantry here must form a column and try to get this Oxybellus. It's all out of ammunition, but if he doesn't commit there, he can flank this one. The spears are going to rout. These bronze pikes are trying to hold their formation. All units must try to get good angles. This cavalry must form themselves up to a diamond formation. And the pike push has finally started. Good formation breach. These men must turn back because they need to definitely... Oh, don't charge like this. Nothing to perform phalanx. Yeah, pretty. They're already taking quite a few casualties and they just make them vulnerable to flanking. That's a good job here for Kalogero on this side, but these troops should just be defensive. The Seleucid general is taking heavy damage here from the Seleucid spear or Pergamon's pikemen. Maybe charge them head on. Indian elephants are here and that is providing a scare that these elephants can just go from side to side, try to break things as needed. The Greek infantry though is not going to stand up to these. Yeah, these swordsmen are better than these Greek infantry. Still quite even, but Bronze Pikes needs to regroup. This unit shouldn't stretch themselves. This unit must form themselves up to a phalanx, start to make yourself a line. The elephants are attacking here, they're gonna try to get both these swords units. Charge the general now. Johnny pops a scare on the Indian elephants. This gonna cost him a waver and a good charge here from Johnny. These heavy lancers though were wavering, but now the Greek infantry is routing and a rear attack is gonna rout these bronze pikes. There are not many pikemen left and there's also been an intimidate on these pikes, so they cannot form a phalanx, meaning they're stuck. They can't protect themselves against cavalry, they can't hold infantry back. And Kalogero surrenders. What hindered Kalogero is that he lacked... Yeah, the Scorpio is definitely going to make yourself hesitant, but another Tirusi sword unit would have been more beneficial. These Greek infantry should have... They did target the Galatian spears, and that's very good. But he needed spare Tirusi spears or something to help his cavalry, because the cavalry here from Johnny was simply heavier and could definitely deal damage to the Tarentines. Lots of precursors here though for the Seleucids. It was a good army, but these Rhodian slingers had no counter, and yeah. But as said, the Indian elephants were the biggest asset that the Seleucids have had in this battle. They also had superior swords. These swords are better than these men, and bronze pikes are also better. But never really underestimate an opponent. Let's check out the second battle. Thank you for watching. Bye.